All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High, His only begotten Son. Call Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahwashi Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, Ruji's Well, Wa Barakathum, unto the hopeful elect. All right, now today through the Spirit, I'm going to go into a quick video entitled "These Nations Will Be Startled by Yahwashi." Yahwashi will startle these nations, and I'm redoing this video because I recently went into it and then the audio was jacked up, because I did when I was out, went live. So now I'm back revisiting it, and through the Spirit, Lord willing, to edify us. We're going to start here. This is Isaiah 52 and verse 13. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high, which Yahwashi will be exalted. He's going to receive that. He's going to be known as that title, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, when he comes and subjects all these nations, right? Verse 14, as many as were astonished at thee, his visage was so marred more than any man, and his form more than the sons of man. You see? And this is, this proves to you that Yahwashi was prophesied of in the Old Testament. You have a lot of people that don't believe in Yahwashi. Well, he was spoken about in the Old Testament, right? But this is the point right here. This is verse 15. It says, so shall he sprinkle many nations. The kings shall shut their mouths to them. For that which had not been told them shall they see. And that which they had not heard shall they consider. You see, and it's going to be a new thing to see Yahwashi return in the power of the Heavenly Father. They're going to be shocked. And we're going to get that word startle right here. We'll sprinkle, right? And I'm going to go straight down. It says cause to leap, like ultimately to startle, to cause to leap. Like if somebody dashes some water on you, it'll shock you where you're like, oh, and this is Strong's G5136 and it says Nazah, right? And when you go down here, this is going all the way down to where it says leap. All right, so shall he cause to leap. It says in a joyful surprise or startle many nations. Perhaps it says many shall tremble. Right, so it's going to shock the hell out of these nations when they see Yahwashi come in the power of the Heavenly Father, right? And he's going to completely just come and shut down their plans. That's why the scriptures speak about in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Yahwashi is going to come and just end all this madness and set everything back in order. You see, but these nations are going to be in fear. They're going to be scared. They're like, oh, shoot. This is another one right here. This is Matthew 16. In verse 27, it says, for the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with the angels. So all the holy angels and the chariots, they're going to be beaming rays of light, right, in the skies, lighting the skies up. The earth is going to reel to and fro, right? It says, and then shall he reward every man according to his works. He's going to come and judge and jack people up, man. You see? But the reason why they're going to be startled is because they're going to come in the power of his of the Heavenly Father. And those fatherships. Let's continue on. Let's go here. This is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. Everybody's going to see him because the fathership is going to be so big. The fatherships, you see, and they're going to be beaming rays of light. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great miracle to see Yahwashi return for us. But for these nations, they're going to be scared and in fear because they see that this is going to be the end of their kingdom. It says, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. Everybody's going to wail. Get that word wail right here. Revelation 1 and 7. This word right here, Strong's G2875. It says cut, to cut off, smite. It says to beat one breast for grief. It says to wail or bemoan, to lament. Oh, here we go. Strong's got it right here. Lament, mourn. They're going to wail because they know that this is the end of their rulership. This is the end of their dominion. The kingdom of Israel will be brought into power, into fruition. You see? So they're going to know it's their end. That's why they're going to wail. All right, let's go here. This is Revelation chapter 6, and I'm going to get verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty man, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and the rocks of the mountains. They have these underground bunkers. They're going to try and escape the second death. They're going to try and escape the wrath of the Lamb. You see, because they're going to be scared when he returns. Verse 16, it says, and said unto the mountains and the rocks fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. That's when Yahweh returns. Everybody's going to be in fear. It says, verse 17, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Which you can read about that dreadful, terrible day of the Lord all throughout in the Old Testament. And this is talking about that same event when Yahweh will return. Everybody's going to be in fear. You see? This is Isaiah 66 and verse 15 and 16. It says, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind. You see, that's talking about the fatherships. You see? It says to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. He's going to come in and jack people up, man. You see? And they're going to be scared and in fear. You see? All right, let's get this real quick, because this goes into details of it. Let's see. Let's just read from verse 3. 2 Ezra 13 and 3. It says, and I beheld, and lo, that a man waxed strong with thousands of heaven, him and a host of heaven, the angels. It says, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Everybody's going to be scared. Right? It says, verse 4, it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when they filleth the fire. You see, and through Yahweh's command, he's going to make that second death happen. He's going to be jacking people up, having the chariots beaming rays of light, all types of judgment. You see, the elect will be beamed into that chariot, and then he's going to be judging everybody else. Verse 5, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number of the four winds of heaven to subdue the men that came out of the sea. You see, so all the nations are going to try and come and fight Yahweh and Yahweh. Right? It says, verse 6, but I beheld, and lo, he had grazed himself a great mountain and flew upon it. He was on a chariot, big ass chariot, man. It says, but I would have seen the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not. And Ezra was seeing a vision of Yahweh's return. Verse 8, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they that were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And when he go into it, it goes out. He just fucking jacked them up easily. But they're going to be scared to go against Yahweh. You see? You see, and let's go here. This is Revelation 19 and verse 11. And I saw the heaven opened, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness doth he judge and make war. Just speaking about Yahweh. And that it says white horse. Horse represents power. That's why you got horsepower with the car. Right? And it says white, which is pure. That pure power of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh is going to come in that glory. It says, verse 12, it says, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. That's talking about the power of these different nations he's going to get. It says, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And it's talking about his rank, his authority. Nobody got created by the Heavenly Father. Nobody's going to be on the level of Yahweh. Verse 13, it says, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of Yahweh. Right now, continue on, verse 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon the white horse, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. You see, that's talking about all the armies, the heaven's armies, the angels. Verse 15, it says, and out of his mouth goeth the sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he should rule them with a rod of iron. Right? He's going to jack these nations up. It says, and he treaded the winepress of his fierceness and the wrath of almighty power. And he hath a name written, and on his thigh a name of, it says, and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. He's going to come and gain that position, that title. You see? When he jacks all these nations up. You see? Let's go here. I got this last one. This is the book of Isaiah 63, and I'm going to read this in NLT. Verse 1, I'm going to read to verse 4. It says, who is this that comes from Edom, from the city of Basra? And then modern Basra, you know, we see it. Babylon, the Great America. That's the head tribe. That's the head nation of this beast, that whore that sitteth upon these nations. That's Babylon the Great. You see? So that's talking about America. And then you have Esau's whole infrastructure. But it says, with this clothing stained red, who is this in his royal robes, marching in his great strength? To my Yahweh, it says, it is I, Yahweh, announcing your salvation for the Israelites. It says, it is I, Yahwashi, who has the power to save. That's his name. His name means he delivers or he saves. Verse 2, why are your clothes so red as if it have been treading out the grapes? You see, because his garments are going to be filled with blood, all the judgment he's going to be doing. Verse 3, it says, I have been treading the winepress alone. No one was there to help me. In my anger, I have trampled my enemies. Who is the enemies of the Lord? All these nations. It says, as if they were grapes. And in my fury, I have trampled my foes. Their blood has stained my clothes. Verse 4, for the time has come for me to avenge my people and to ransom them from their oppressors. And these nations are going to know this is what Yahwashi is doing, so they're going to be in fear when he returns. You see? So we're getting ready to see that happen now. But anyways, I brought this out. This was edifying. I like to end it all by saying, call Allah Yahweh by Hashem, Yahwashi by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the Apostle Elders, Great Millstone, Wah, Baraka Thumb, to the hopeful elect. Continue to keep striving, to keep going. All right, and hey, till next time, Shalom.